Thank you so much. I'm really thrilled to be here. I came up from Gary, Indiana, where I've been a steelworker since 1977. And I wasn't going to say this until Quentin spoke, but while I was working in the mill in the, I guess, when did Clinton get in? 90, right? In the early 90s, when Hillary Clinton was working on the health care reform package, I remember talking to my coworkers about the whole issue, and they were like, you know, we are not going to pay for anybody else's health care. We get benefits, and if somebody wants health care, they can get a job like we did in the steel mill. And what was it, about 6 years later, our mills went bankrupt, our companies went down the drain, and those very same guys were thrown off of their retiree health benefits by the tens of thousands. I forget what the exact number is now. I used to know it by heart. But it was a massive wake-up call within our union to what the ridiculous healthcare system is that we have. And yes, all of our issues are totally related. And anyhow, our union stands for single payer along with growing amounts of unions. Let me just share some experiences with you about how Blue-Green Alliance came about. How many people here were able to be a part of the Seattle demonstrations against the WTO? Anybody? Okay. Well, I consider having the opportunity to go there one of the highlights of my life. I went with almost 1,000 steel workers at the time, and it was a very profound experience for anybody that went there personally, and as an organization, it was this amazing awakening and learning experience that changed how we function. Up until that point, the steelworkers had been feeling like this lone voice in the wilderness of people saying, look, if we don't do something about the trade deals and the way that we are dealing with this economy and watching our jobs go overseas, we will no longer have manufacturing left in this country. We will no longer have a middle class. And y'all are mistaken by thinking that we can really function in a service economy without actually making things. And that when everybody's raking in the profits on their little stock options and everything like that, and y'all think you're doing so well, it's all a bunch of illusion, and it will all fall apart because we're not making things in this country anymore. And we're writing it all away, whether the Democrats or the Republicans. And the steelworkers were out there saying this, and we were being called protectionists by our friends and enemies alike. And we were saying, well, we are trying to protect something of value in this country, which is the concept of a living wage and putting your kids through school and people actually being able to have decent jobs. And so we were out there, and we go to the WTO demonstrations, and we get there and we find out, oh my God, we are really not alone. There are people with us. There are young people who we've never met before that are putting their bodies on the line and saying, we're willing to be carted away to jail to fight against these unfair trade deals that are hurting people all over the world and forcing workers to work in sweatshops. And we were there saying we want to stop the race to the bottom of, where companies can go all over the globe and pay people nothing and treat them like shit. And we were finding friends, and some of the people that we were learning from, and it was also a huge teach-in there. Every day you went to not just demonstrations, but hundreds of us were going to teach-ins where we were learning from lots of different points of view what these trade agreements were all about. And we were learning that the trade agreements were basically hurting people in healthcare issues and environmental and in human rights on every single level. And here we all were coming basically out of manufacturing jobs and meeting people we'd never met before.